All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a customized walkthrough form. And this way you can look for just a few things in your classrooms. So I'm going to go into my folder. I have a folder that I've already named walkthrough forms, right, or walkthroughs. And I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to make the color a certain color so I can see it. So if I double click in that folder, I have one walkthrough form already. But I'm going to make a new one. I can either right click and go to more and go to Google Forms, or I can go to new and I can go to more or Google Forms. So I'm making one in front of you. Okay. So from what one of my administrators did is she was only looking for three things: cultural change, right, in her classroom. So this is what she would do. She would make it where it wasn't a walkthrough, it was more like a drive-by. It's a real quick 4-minute observation. Okay. So I'm gonna call it a drive-by observation. These are less than 5 minutes. Okay. So first of all, I need to know observer's name, right? And it's another drop down, right? And then that would be the person A, person B. I'm just putting them in very quick, right? So those are the two people that could have been the people to do the observation. The next thing you need to do is add a blank for your teacher, or put every teacher in the drop down alphabetically, which is a little easier to do when you're in a hurry. It's better to go ahead and do that here. So that's kind of what I would do is I'd put in teacher name, right? And I would go to a drop down version and I would alphabetically put every teacher, right? It would look like that. And then I would be looking for what I need that I'm not seeing in my school culturally, environmental. I would look for the is the teacher engaged with the student? Just something simple, right? But there's three things they're looking for: teacher engaged with students. And I'm gonna tell you what I do. I put in yes, no, and I would put down other. Sometimes there's a reason why, and that's why in the back end you'll write a note saying there was a test being given. You know what I'm saying? That's why the other would be there. So now I would add what else? Standard visible. Is a standard somewhere where I can see it? Can I tell what and why they're teaching what they're teaching? And then I could change that to a multiple choice, and it's the same thing. Yes, no, that's yes or no. Either is or not. Third, um, the other thing, like a pet peeve that I had, would be let's see, real world. When you ask the student why you're learning what you're learning, could they give a reason why? Now, that might be a lot harder at second grade, but in the middle school, high school, they should be able to articulate that. But if there's something you're looking for in the classroom, right? If there's something you're seeing, you can actually ask that question, and it's pretty quick. It's something you're going to figure out in 5 minutes, right? So I could ask student understands need to learn the task or skill given. Can they identify what they're working on? Right? One more thing is I could put in this way, no clue. They could do it that way. Now, when I go to the slideshow view, look what it looks like. Notice one thing I did. I removed the 5. The 5 lets an observer cop out at a 3. Y'all know that this is a lot tougher of a observation just by removing the one, because they have no clue as one, they know on four. There's no middle ground, so to speak. So if a teacher gets a two, that raises their ears. But if either they're doing it or they're not. And if we give them a three and it's middle of the road, I don't know if we're sending them the correct answer. They need to be better or not. It's that simple. So I would remove that five. So that is my drive-by observation that I've created. And culturally, I could do more. Let's say I go back to edit. What I could do is, if I want to break this up by grade level, this is important, but I could go to where it says teacher name, and underneath teacher name here, I could add another question. And this question could be grade level. And now on the grade level, let's say you're elementary, all the way to five. You're doing this because whatever you're observing, you can filter your results later by grade level and compare the grades. So you can say second grade, hey, look what you're doing. So at team meetings, you could say, this is what I'm seeing. So not only the data that you get from student performance, but also from what you're seeing when you're getting the feedback you need from administrators on your performance. I just like that. So do you see why I did the grade level? So that the results, when they are made into a spreadsheet, it will formulate it where I can filter it and I can see by grades 3, by 4, and it just lets me know how they're doing as teams. So that's the end of my